Good evening and welcome to our regularly scheduled Select Board meeting of Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. It is now the hour 7. We will begin this meeting if we could all rise for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on our agenda tonight is the continued public hearing for the transfer of all alcoholic beverages and such for the Red Wing Diner. Would you like to come forward?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening, members of the board. I'm attorney Michael Cabral, Gellerman and Cabral, 30 Walpole Street, Norwood, here with my clients, Peter Crowley, Patricia Crowley. We are here on their application to transfer the all beverage alcohol license from the Red Wing Diner to their new restaurant, Blondie's Barbecue LLC. Our clients are currently under contract to purchase the Red Wing. That will hopefully happen in the near future once we get through some permitting matters. But it will be a barbecue concept. In general, they would be removing that bar area that currently exists at the Red Wing, turning that into the ordering counter when you come in, with the concept being order at the counter, find an open table, be seated, food and beverage would be served to you at the table itself. Certainly patrons of age would be able to order the alcoholic beverage at the counter and then would be served as well. So again, the concept would be taking that bar area out, turning it into an ordering station instead. Does not really lend itself to people lingering for hours drinking there. Quite frankly, it doesn't work for our client's business model either. It's generally speaking a turnover of tables to make it work. Certainly they anticipate music as part of this, maybe a television at some point as well. We've applied for the entertainment license. Also, a bit about my clients. They've pretty much been in the food service industry their entire career. They actually met at culinary school, if I'm not wrong. And then in 2002, they got the contract to run the food service at the Gardner Museum in Boston. So they've been there since, I think turning 22 seats originally into about 75 seats there now. They've also taken over the catering operations there. The Gardner Museum does have a liquor license as well. Peter is the manager of record on that license. No issues, no criminal complaints, no issues with the ABCC for that license, so clean on that front. Both Peter and Patricia are TIPS certified. They're looking forward to bringing the concept to Walpole. They do anticipate, again, the sit-down style, certainly some takeout as well, really geared towards families, game days, obviously, catering, potentially for those going down to tailgate. The existing license has, I think it's a 7-day, hours are 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. Sundays, service afternoon. Our clients are still working on their concept, but they like to keep those hours in the transfer right now. And so we'd respectfully request that the existing license be transferred over to our client, that the entertainment license be granted as well. I'm happy to answer, or our client's happy to answer any questions that you might have.
All right, well, thank you. I'm going to open up to the board. Anyone have any questions, comments?
I'm just curious if there'll be any outdoor seating.
No outdoor seating planned right now. I mean, they certainly love that idea in the future, but so just get it open, quite frankly, get started, see how the business is going, and then also work with the building inspector as well, make sure we have enough parking, traffic flow, safety, et cetera.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, I would just second the outdoor seating. We've been, with COVID and the state being more flexible with outdoor dining.
Yes.
I don't know if you've driven by, but in the nice weather season, Raven's Nest, which is right on Route 1A, expands. We block off some of the parking spaces. They expand onto the sidewalk. Jalapenos backs up into the outdoor parking lot behind them. So, give that some, just understand where we would encourage you to do whatever works. But I do like outdoor dining. So.
And our clients would. We've discussed it, would absolutely be interested in that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the footprint, they won't be changing the footprint of the building, so it would be helpful to.
That's something you can just think about in the future, but
Add
just
some of
know
that
that we,
proceeds.
we would look favorably on, we're trying to help restaurants be viable. COVID was really hard for a lot of people, and, if something can be done outdoors, then, we'll support that, or, so.
Thank you.
I can't speak for everybody, but.
Ben, do you have anything to add?
Nope.
Well, this was a continuation of public hearing, and I just want to make sure there's no members of the audience that would like to speak to this. We are very excited, I think, as a board. We do love supporting our restaurants to have the Red Wing, continue operation. It's been there for a long time, so having it change over to our barbecue model, I think you'll have great success there. With no other questions, Ben?
So I would make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 5-0-0.
I would make a motion to approve the request to transfer the all alcoholic beverage common victual license with pledge of license from Red Wing Diner, Inc. to Blondie's Barbecue, LLC at 2235 Providence Highway.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 5-0-0, and then one more.
I would make a motion to approve an entertainment license with non-live music and one television.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 5-0-0.
Good luck.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Look forward to seeing you there.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda this evening is the use of the town common in Elm Street, Front Street for the 5th annual Juneteenth celebration. And I believe we have Jen here to speak on this.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, Shantae couldn't be here today, so I'm here on her behalf. For those who don't know me, I'm Jen Karnakis. I'm also a board member of Be Inclusive, which is a nonprofit organization based in Walpole. It celebrates diversity in our town. We do things like donating books to our libraries and hosting various events throughout the year. So as Ally said, the 5th annual Juneteenth celebration on Walpole Common will be held this year, Wednesday, June 19th, from 2 to 5 p.m. We would love for you, as members of the Select Board, and for all of our neighbors in Walpole and surrounding towns to come join us that day for our annual Juneteenth celebration. For people who may not know, Juneteenth marks the official end of slavery in the United States. It marks the anniversary of Major General Gordon Granger ordering the final enforcement of the Emancipation Proclamation in Texas at the end of the Civil War. The Emancipation Proclamation was to go into effect on January 1st, 1863, but it was not enforced in a region until Union troops moved into that region. So Texas, being the most remote part of the Confederacy, was the last to have emancipation become the law of the land. Juneteenth is traditionally celebrated by a huge party with a focus on food and fun. And this year, the theme of our celebration will be, it's a celebration in honor of the 5th anniversary of celebrating Juneteenth. We will have vendors, including food trucks with new and interesting kinds of food, people selling crafts and sweets, a children's area. Last year, we had 25 vendors. It's a family-friendly event that will include performers, dancing, singing, a children's area for our youngest celebrants, and last year we even had the New England Revolution in attendance. This year, more than ever, we'll be creating a party atmosphere to celebrate 5 years of Juneteenth in Walpole. This event is open to everyone, and we hope that you will join us, and those who are watching will also join us. We can't wait to celebrate with you. Those are the main talking points that Shantae asked me to convey, but I also wanted to, since I have a somewhat public moment, just to recognize her hard work and the dedication. She organized our first Juneteenth celebration in Walpole in June 2020. She's the executive director and co-founder of Be Inclusive. We are so very lucky to have her working so hard for all of the members of our community. So I just want to take a moment to also publicly recognize her and thank her for her dedication and hard work to making Walpole a more welcoming and inclusive place for everyone to live and grow. If you have any questions.
Does anyone of the board have any questions?
No, very supportive of the event, so.
Great, thank you. We appreciate it.
Jen, thank you for coming out and talking a little bit more about it. I've been to several of the Juneteenth celebrations and brought my kids, and it was a great event. I'm so glad it's become a tradition here in Walpole. So I hope we can continue it, and Be Inclusive has done wonderful work to get this going and keep it going. So
Great,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
I would make a motion to approve the request of Shantae Holmes to use the town common and close off sections of Elm and Front Street on Wednesday, June 19th, 2024, with live entertainment from 2 to 6 p.m. for Walpole's 5th Juneteenth celebration.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 5-0-0. Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, Jen.
Next item on our agenda tonight is with Ian Rogers and the appointment of the position of Veterans Agent and Director of Veterans Services. Ian, I believe you're here, if you wouldn't mind coming up
Yes.
Thank you for inviting me. Ian? I'm Ian Rogers. I served from 2001 to 2004 in the Air Force. Just to give you a little bit of why I care about this is since my time in service, I've lost 4 brothers to suicide and also my uncle in 2011. And after the last one, I decided I can't just sit back and watch anymore. I need to be a part of the solution. And so I started looking into different benefits. And I really firmly believe that if veterans can find the benefits that they are entitled to, which are not always easy to find, if I can be that outlet for them, I'll be able to save some lives, make lives better, impact the veteran community. So I'm not going to stop until I have impacted as many lives as I possibly can. In 2017, I was one of 300 applicants for a welding job at Raytheon, and I got the job. And I was not satisfied with just getting the job. My goal was to be the best and to be the #1 welder at Raytheon, and I believe I achieved that. So I wanted you guys to know that just getting the job as VSO agent in Walpole, while that is my ultimate goal, and I'm so happy and proud to be the VSO, I'm not going to just sit here and be happy with the title. I'm going to sit and I'm going to fight for every veteran, every benefit, and bringing the community together, bringing all of the veterans together. And at some point, I want Walpole to be the gold standard for VSOs.
Thank you, Ian. I want to speak on we were able to talk, I think, last week, and very excited. Ian does a lot of work with 22 Mohawks, which is a nonprofit too, specifically for veterans and prevention of suicide. I was really impressed by your passion, and I think that's what we really are looking for in a veterans agent as Walpole, is someone that is passionate about it, would like to help our veterans and stay here for a long time, continue to help our veterans and to build that department. And continue to impact the community in a positive way and bringing new ideas to that. I want to open it up to the board. Jim?
Yeah, and likewise, I had a chance to spend some time with you last week, Ian, and was, as Allie had so nicely said, really impressed with your passion for the role and your ideas going forward as to what to be doing as the veterans agent now and in the years to come. And so I'm really, really excited to have you in the role. We had other candidates who were very qualified, but you stood head and shoulders above them. And it's really great to have you coming on board. So congratulations, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much. You as well.
Yeah, thank you for volunteering and stepping up to take on this challenge. We look forward to working with you.
Oh, I look forward to it. I couldn't be more excited.
All right.
So I would just say thank you for being an advocate for the veterans. I think that's a great thing, and I did, go to the website and look up 22 Mohawk. On a side note, I did notice you were a crew chief for an AWACS.
Yes.
My father's one of the engineers, he's passed, but one of the engineers who designed AWACS.
Oh, wow.
And was always very supportive of the crew chiefs who kept it working.
Yes.
So just wanted to let you know that
It's sad to
the
see
fact that
them
you
all.
could be a crew chief.
It's sad to see them all getting retired this year.
Yes, yeah. But it says a lot about you if you can keep those AWACS up in the sky, so,
Thank you.
yep.
All right. Well, congratulations, Ian. We are all very, thrilled to have you join in this position. So.
Thank you so much.
I'd make a motion to appoint Ian Rogers to the position of Veterans Agent and Director of Veterans Services effective March 25, 2024.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 5-0-0.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
We are a little early for open forum, so we are going to move on to new business. We have Director Mattson has a few requests.
He's right there.
All right. I know. We're really excited about that one.
So I'm here for two things tonight. One is the declaration of the old generator that was removed from this building as surplus. So we can either surplus it or dispose of it, depending on what happens. The second one is for some funding from the Perpetual Care Fund from Maple Grove, I believe it is, for a sign that the cemetery department foreman ordered. He had a vision early in the fall as to how best to memorialize a specific section of Maple Grove Cemetery. And I don't know if you saw the sign that he designed, but it's really nice, and we're just looking to fund that and pay for that.
All right. Does any members of the board have any questions?
I was just really touched by the sign.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, and
It really is. And
it was just something that he took on by himself.
Yeah.
You know, just sitting there one day after he performed a burial. And it was, how best can he memorialize that, or the town memorialize that? And Dan came up with that design all on his own, and kudos to him.
It's really nice.
It is.
I think any ways to make improvements and have that memory set is a great idea. Any other questions, comments? All right.
I would make a motion to approve the request to declare the emergency generator as surplus.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 5-0-0.
I would make a motion to release $2,006.30 from the Perpetual Care Fund for the purpose of a sign to memorialize the infant burial lot section of Maple Grove Cemetery.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 5-0-0.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Just on a note with the generator, the new one is supposed to be operational next Thursday, but fingers crossed, we'll see. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the update. Jim, did you want, it's still a little early for open forum.
Yeah, I can run through a couple of articles. It should be pretty quick. So what I'm asking for the board to consider tonight is just about 4 articles. First one is Article 4, the sewer and water in-year budget transfer, which no action recommended. We're on track there. Finance Committee voted 9-0, no action. 9-0-0.
Does anyone have any questions for Jim on this article?
Nope.
All right. Then do you want to make a motion on this one?
Yeah, I'm sorry, we're on Article 4, yes?
Article number 4, yep.
Okay, thank you. I would make a motion to recommend no action on Article 4.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 5-0-0.
Okay. Next one up is Article 5, the water budget. The FinCom voted 9-0-0 on that one, favorable action. Sewer and Water considered that the previous night last week, and they voted 4-0-0 on both of their budgets. So I'll take any questions. Both budgets, a pretty nominal increase, not much of an, nothing substantial in there.
Anyone have any questions for Jim on those?
I would make a motion to recommend favorable action on Article 5.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 5-0-0.
And I would make a motion to recommend favorable action on Article 6.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 5-0-0. And there's just one more, is that Article 7?
Yes, and recommend no action on snow and ice budget. FinCom voted no action, 9-0-0. Currently, we have a balance just about $512,000. If we go forward and stack the salt shed for next year, it's going to bring it down to about $480, so we're on track.
Okay, that's good.
Nice when we don't have any really bad winter.
Yeah.
I would make a motion to recommend no action on Article 7.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have a vote, 5-0-0. Are those the only
That's it
articles
for
that was
now.
taken? That was it for now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, being at the time of 7:20, I will open forum. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to open forum this evening? there does not appear to be anyone here to speak on open forum. So we will go to consent agenda then.
I would make a motion to approve the consent items as listed on the March 12th agenda.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote 5-0-0.
Ally, if I could,
Yes.
I think it's probably worth just calling out the work Harry Presades is doing with the Classic Car Show on April 28th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Stone Field parking lot. It was a big hit last year, and it's coming back again this year, so just letting people know that that Harry and his group are doing that, and look forward to another big show.
All right. Yeah, I did not make it to that one, but I heard it was great. I'm just noticing that we have some new members of the audience and checking in. We did just speak to open forum. Were you here this evening to speak to that?
Yes.
I will allow you the opportunity to come forward and speak. Come on up.
Sure. Hi, I'm Anthony Gilmore from 15 Shutelt Road, South Walpole. Just wondering about the quiet zone on Summer Street. Could that be addressed?
So during open forum, we cannot address
Okay.
items. You are able to kind of give us any information that you would like. Members of the board will not comment on that at this time, but certainly this is your opportunity to speak to us, and in future agendas, we could put it on the agenda.
Okay. We have some information coming up.
I'm Kathleen here. I'm the one that's raised my petition. Jim Johnson's very familiar with me. I did go through the board meeting agendas, and I did see agenda procedures, that items of emergency or routine nature that develop after closing the agenda may be considered by the chair under other business. Is that feasible?
Not the same. This topic, honestly, is a topic that needs thorough discussion. So this is something that typically we would look for Jim Johnson to provide us some feedback. Newer members of the board that may have not discussed this in the past, and also speaking to our police chief, our fire chief, and things of that nature. What I encourage you is to speak on it now. We can work together on putting it on the agenda in the future, but it is a topic that needs real thorough discussion and thought and research.
If I could just add on there, I spoke to Ms. Cleary this week. I offered to coordinate a meeting between the chair and vice chair and herself to talk about her concerns, and then possibly get it on an agenda, and we haven't spoken since I made that offer.
Yeah, and in my emails, I did say I did an open forum on January 6th. I did drop off information to the town meeting executive administrator, and that was on January 15th, or 16th rather. And so since January 16th, I have been waiting for the topic to be added to the agenda, to the select board's agenda. So I feel that I've done my due diligence as far as following procedures, but I have not received any feedback regarding the agenda being put on the topic, or the topic being put on the agenda.
Okay. This evening, I think you're coming forward again. We did speak about this briefly last time. So we will make note of that, and we will work towards that in the future then. And I think starting with a small meeting with myself and vice chair prior to putting it on the agenda with the entire board.
Okay, thank you.
Great,
Okay.
thanks.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you for giving me time.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Does not appear anyone else would like to speak to open agenda, so we will turn to Town Administrator Jim Johnson for an update.
Sure, just a few items here. Route 1A update, last meeting you had asked me to work on that. Unfortunately, I hadn't heard anything back until this evening from MassDOT. They've advised myself and the town engineer that they have yet to receive a formal start date from the contractor. The official schedule says early April. I've asked Carl and MassDOT to push a meeting for this month. We usually start our meetings every other week once the construction season begins, to just get an update as to the status of the project from MassDOT and MDR, and more to come on that. Bird Pond Dam, I'm working with the project manager who came in before you, I think it was in December or November, to talk about that project. They're looking at possibly an April meeting date to come in, get caught up with the board, look for some direction as to what to do with that project. So they've asked me to get any questions you may have in writing to them. So if you could just send them in to me. Glenn's had a couple, and she actually addressed them this evening. So I'll share that with the board. But if you have any other questions after you review that information, let me know. Town meeting, we continue to make our way through the warrant for FinCom. I expect them to vote on the FY25 budget motion at their meeting on March 25th. And MBTA Communities Planning Board set to hold their public hearing on April 4th. Patrick is hosting a community forum on March 27th at 7 p.m. at the Council on Aging, and FinCom is set to discuss it on April 8th. So we're progressing through that. That's it.
Jim, yeah.
Just back on the Bird Dam, and I'm very happy to submit questions, and I actually have a number. But we got into some fairly deep discussion with them on November 7th when they were here, and they did say they were going to come back with certain things in an update meeting, which presumably would be this one. So I'm a little puzzled by, they want to get some direction. I thought we gave them direction. And I think they owe us a bunch of things from that meeting. So perhaps it would be wise of them to go back and watch the November 7th meeting and be prepared to come in and answer the questions that we put to them during that time. You know, they made a bunch of commitments around that's something that will be engineered into the design. That was a common answer. And I need to hear answers to those questions, which I will reiterate in my note to you.
It's funny, I'm sorry to interrupt. I did just that. I went back and watched the meeting because they wanted to know my questions. I'm like, well, I've already asked you the questions, but I'll go see what I said and see what everyone else said. And I put a little bit of that in writing. But yeah, no, good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
I will certainly work on that with them. Just let me know specifically.
I'm not looking
I've
to
pushed back
antagonize them, but I feel as though like we've already done some of this, and you know, are we just restarting the conversation?
We want the next meeting to be productive.
Exactly.
That's all you're saying. I understand.
And I want them to start telling us answers to our questions.
Yeah.
So I don't want them to just take away a bunch of questions again. I want them to come into the meeting and give us answers.
There's a disconnect somewhere there with their end, because I've asked them, they've come to me and said, well, we need the town to make a decision, just let us know. I said, well, what's the proper forum?
Yeah.
You just tell us. And I said, well, on our end, I want to make sure the board's comfortable with this. They have some questions. Well, we thought we answered it. Just if you could get me them, and I'll follow up again with them.
Yep.
I'll send them the link to the video
Yeah.
and remind them to just watch it. But I'll make sure they're prepared before they come in, for sure.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Jim? All right.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 500.